A kind day to you all, I'm Kinsmarck, and I just wanted to chat with you all and share a little channel news. I've several things to cover this afternoon, and it's kind of a mixed collection, as this past month has certainly had its ups and downs, chief amongst which is the channel having crested 3,000 subscribers! I can hardly even fathom that kind of number as representative of individual people who actively appreciate what we do here and who are part of this community. I mean, on a community scale, that is double the population of my hometown. Seriously, a couple of towns worth of size of people are subscribed to this channel, and I'm just not sure how to process that. I'm also not really sure what to do in celebration. I know a lot of other channels do special videos and such to celebrate certain milestones, and I would certainly love to. I just can't really come up with anything. Sorry. I mean, I can, it's just all of my ideas cost money I don't have. So, in lieu of anything more contrived or exciting, I'll simply say, thank you. I cannot tell you all what your continued support means to me. Lord knows I've tried in the past. And I can hardly express my gratitude for the incredibly positive and supportive community that you guys have created here. I can't claim credit for that. I've just fostered it. I'm just one man amongst 3,000. The rest is y'all. As I've said in the past, I may have the helm, and yet it's you guys who are rowing the oars, and I can't wait to see where you'll carry us. So, next up on the list is something also YouTube related, yet not nearly so exciting. I could keep it to myself, however, I like to maintain full transparency with our community as much as is reasonably possible, and so I want to apologize to those of you who may have enjoyed the fact that this channel, at least as far as I know, hasn't featured ads at the start and end of our videos for the last several months-ish, because that's not continuing after this afternoon. It was never supposed to happen at all, in fact, and I only just noticed that such was the case a couple of evenings ago, which left me rather miffed, we'll say. I was checking our channel analytics and realized that despite an increase in views and engagement from month to month, thank you all again, I was making an equal and in some cases smaller amount on ad revenue as compared to the past couple of months previous. Concerned, I checked into it in more detail and realized to my incredible frustration that at some point without any alert or notification, YouTube reset all of my video monetization settings to simply check display ads. Those little ad spaces to the side of the video just above the suggested video scroll for those who aren't aware. That's it! Channel-wide, for who knows how long. At least a couple of months. Consider it, right? So, as easy enough as that problem was to fix, sure, it wasn't one I should have had to fix at all, and rechecking those settings now doesn't exactly retroactively make up for lost revenue. Joy. So, I've reinstated video ads and overlay ads, though I've kept the latter turned off for the Reading from the Elder Scrolls series to keep things from covering the text on the screen, because that's a really integral part of that series. And lastly, that leads me to the point I really want some feedback from you guys on. As you all know, I don't make a lot of money. As a lot of you know, I can't stand asking for it. I hate it. And as you also know, that's not keeping me from following my passion for this channel, and I certainly wouldn't mind reaching the point at which Vi and I can afford to move out and into our own place, all that said, and that really we could make ends meet with this, and actually reach the point at which we, and perhaps an eventual family of our own, who knows, could live comfortably if modestly. I only raised this topic at all because I've received a couple of messages from people asking how they can help us out and how they can help keep us on our feet so we can continue doing this, so that we can keep this up, and I can't thank you guys enough for that sentiment. As I've said in the past, one of the most far-reaching things you can give us is exposure. You guys, all 3,000 of you, know a lot more people than we do, simply stated. So sharing our work with your friends and family will seriously go a long way in helping us expand our audience and therefore our ability to keep the lights on, or to get lights of our own, for starters. That said, monetary support doesn't hurt either, and I've set up a Patreon account for the channel for those of you inclined to support us that way. Again, no pressure to do so, none whatsoever. I'm not asking you guys to donate anything. I completely understand if you can't, or even if you feel as though you shouldn't. Lord knows I'm hardly worth paying for. I'm just letting you know the option is there, because people have asked. And here's where you come in. I can't stand the idea of paywalls, not for the games I cover, and certainly not for my own work. It makes me feel dirty just thinking about it. I know a lot of successful Patreon campaigns feature tiered patron reward levels, dependent upon how much one donates to a given campaign, a la Kickstarter in a way. I've kicked around this idea in the past, and despite giving it a lot of thought, I've never come to a conclusion I'm comfortable with regarding patron rewards for our own campaign. I just can't justify to myself walling off any amount of content to a donators only zone from the rest of you. And so I want to hear from y'all about this. Let me know in the comments if you can come up with non-content oriented patron rewards for however many tiers for us to consider. Or let me know whether you think tiers are even necessary if you would rather see our campaign keep to a sort of pay what you want and receive the same results sort of model, a la the Humble Store specials. I'm actually most comfortable with the latter, though some sharp ideas might give me something to consider, so let me know if you have any ideas, seriously. And on that note, I think that covers everything I wanted for this vlog, so thank you all kindly for watching, and for your patience in the intermittent interruptions of content here on the channel lately. I'll address that as well. As I mentioned in another video, I got sick at the very end of the vacation that Vi and I were on this past month, and it kept me from recording for nearly a week after we returned. I was incredibly frustrated with that. I'm pretty much fully recovered now, though, and I've set aside this afternoon for a solid day of recording, so I aim to rectify that shortcoming as soon as possible. Anyway, thanks for watching, and for 3,000 subscribers, I am Kinsmarck here at Less Level Press, and as always, I wish you all good gaming, and Godspeed. Driver, once around the park. Charles, I swear, have you been hitting the eggnog again? I know it's not Christmas time, Charles. You've been lying to me. Again.